Hello staff, this is a screen recording of a Schoology session on eSchool and Gradebook best practices. Basically, we're going to go over how to set up your gradebook on Schoology and sync it with eSchool. The answer to our essential question of how can teachers leverage the eSchoolPlus Schoology Gradebook integration to set up and maintain a consistent experience for students and parents between two systems is by setting it up correctly and making sure that you mirror the characteristics of your original eSchool gradebook setup with your setup in Schoology, and we're going to help you do that quickly and efficiently. Practice number 1 is to set up eSchoolPlus integration at the beginning of a course or a new quarter. The first step to doing that is to going to your eSchool and understanding your configuration in eSchool. Your Access Center, choose one of your classes. This is a sample class which only has one student for the purpose of demonstration. But we're going to go to our gradebook setup and we're going to go to our categories, where for this particular class we have 3 categories: classwork, class participation, and quiz. Let's take a look at the settings for the grades and categories. We have checked calculate average using total points. If you do not check this box, you will be calculating using weighted grades and percentages. I'm going to demonstrate using total points. Calculation for the final grade is round, and default scale is regular courses. Okay, unless you are a related arts course, then you would choose related arts / citizenship. This brings us to best practice number 2. When setting up eSchoolPlus app in your Schoology course, allow the app to create the categories you use. There's a better chance that categories will be named consistently. And why is this? Because the eSchoolPlus app in Schoology is going to sync with the categories that we just set up in eSchoolPlus. At this point, you should log into Schoology. You can find Schoology on our G Suite or Google Apps launch page. Simply click the BASD Schoology link. You'll be prompted to sign into Schoology. You do not need the @bsdschools.org at the end of your username, and it is the same password that you use to sign into BASDnet. In Schoology, you will be brought to your home page. From the home page, select Courses. Select the course you want to map with eSchool. Along the left-hand side, you'll see several options. At the bottom, you'll see eSchoolPlus. That's the app we want to choose. eSchoolPlus app opens, you'll be brought to this page, which is a summary of everything that you've synced. Since you haven't yet synced anything, it should look like this. Select Configuration. And now what you'll see is the heading is Define Categories. If you remember from the class that we just looked at eSchoolPlus, we only had 3 categories: classwork, class participation, and quiz. And as you'll notice, the eSchoolPlus categories self-populated. So all you need to do is go to the column that says Schoology Course Categories and allow Schoology to name the course for you. Now the category for you. So if I say create new Schoology category, it will create one that says classwork. This has already been done for that particular category. Let's go to the next one. Okay, since there's no class participation category, I'm saying create new Schoology category. And finally, I'm going to go down to the quiz and do the same thing, say create new Schoology category. When I'm finished, I want to make sure I say Save Configuration. Okay, once we have saved the configuration, you'll see that the categories have been created in Schoology for that course. Next step is to select Gradebook from the side menu, and what you'll see load is the grade book for that class, and all of your students will be listed. The only student we have in this class is Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse at this point has no assignments. We're going to go to Gradebook Setup to configure how we want our assignments to be in Schoology. So you'll click Gradebook Setup or Grade Setup. Here is the grade setup for the section Algebra 2, Section 2 that we've been working on. As you'll note, you'll see the categories that we had designated in our configuration. If you want a category to be a default, you can click the star and make that category the one that pops up automatically, but you have the ability to change it. I chose classwork. What you'll see below that is grading periods and final weights. Each of the quarters has an equal weight, and they're all worth 25% of the grade. Makes sense. If you were a regular class, under final grade settings, you'd like it to be alpha, because our final grade settings are going to be alpha versus numeric. If you are a related arts class, you want to make sure you choose OS or N for the settings. Adding grading columns, that's something that is specific to you and something you'll decide later on. Hiding information from student reports. If you were starting Schoology in the middle of a year or the second quarter, you might want to check hide overall grades, and I strongly suggest you check hide overall grades, because the grades in Schoology and the grades in eSchool will not be the same, because the overall grades will be based only on from where you started in Schoology. So let's check hide overall grades and make sure we hit save changes. Lastly, if you have courses that are identical in setup, to the right top you see copy settings. If you click on copy settings, you'll have the ability to copy your settings for eSchoolPlus to your other courses. So click copy settings, and note that it's selecting the settings to copy for categories, grading scales, and rubrics. If you click on the courses, and I have a lot of pretend courses here, but if you click on the courses you want to copy to, select them and then hit copy, you'll have the same settings in those courses. Now, a little glitch to that is you'll still have to go in to each of the grade setups for each of the courses and select the scale and hide overall grades. It will only copy what it's saying it's going to copy for you, which are the categories, the grading scales, and the rubrics, if you have any. So note, even though you do this, you're going to still have to go into each one and click on some other things that are specific. I think it would be good practice to go back through each one of your courses, select it, go to grade setup, and make sure that your configuration settings are the same for each. Point, you're ready to start making assignments in Schoology. You can either do it from the course material screen or from the gradebook for any particular course. When it opens up, it looks very similar to eSchool. You can click the little plus sign here and also add an assignment right there. That's where we'll end for today. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you and have a great day.